Hey folks, it's Monday, and it's Monday afternoon. On Mondays, I try to make a video. I usually try to do it when I first get up. However, today I had a speaking engagement at college, so I had to drive an hour and a half to Sioux City, Iowa, to speak at Iowa Western, so I didn't have time. I enjoy that. I speak. I do guest lecturing on a number of topics: diversity, self-help, assertiveness, positive thinking. Been doing this since it was part of my job for 30 years, and since I left my job, I've been doing it, you know, uh, inadvertently. I end up speaking at least once a semester at one or two local colleges. I enjoy it very much, actually. Um, and music ended up being quite a bit of the what we talked about, even though the topic was diversity. Okay, a few things to catch up with on. So I will show some records, but the last video I showed was a real quick clip because I wasn't expecting it. After I'd made my last video, in the mail, I received a gift from Randy Lemasters, the friend of mine who lives in Pittsburgh and is like a super fan of my music and has been for a long time. He is the one who put this out, "The World is Burning," on his label, the Randy's Alternative Music. And if you haven't caught before, this is old stuff from my archives, music that I have shared with Randy over the years because he just loves what I do. And he had been begging me to, that's me and Randy, when he visited for the first time back in 2000. He'd been literally begging me, said, well, let me put some of this stuff out. I just love it so much other people need to hear it. Because I wasn't going to put it out. I just thought it was too rough, too personal, whatever. And the response has been amazing. The people who actually listen to the CD, they really connect with the music. But I wasn't expecting this. It's on my wall. I'll take it down. I wasn't expecting this large reproduction of the cover. The artwork is by Omaha artist Dereck, who didn't paint this for me. He painted this based on a photograph of me as part of a series he's doing, completely unrelated to my record releases. However, when Randy saw this, because I had the artwork that's on the disc is what I had picked out for the cover. That's what I had picked out. That's also Dereck. But when Randy, who financed the CD and through his label, saw this, he said, well, this has to be the cover. And this is a large, he had two of them made. They're numbered, there's only two of them, and he sent me number one. It's like it's on a canvas. I am beyond honored. It's sitting right here in front of me. And if it seems narcissistic to some that I have a poster of me behind me and a picture of me in front of me, well, you think what you want. This is a great honor to me to have been featured on a cover of a magazine, and then to have someone gift this to me. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's a great honor. Shit. I don't care about criticism. That's something I was talking about in the class this morning. How right now everyone is so ultra critical of everyone else, and everyone is so ultra hyperly opinionated according to their tribe. And a lot of people have lost their objectivity. And it's like, I'm just saying, what's important to me is important to me. And I can't hear other people who are criticizing me or saying things about me. And I say this to other people. Think about it. If people don't get in your face with their bullshit about you, you don't know what they're thinking. What do you care? I don't. It's in their heads. Okay, I'm living my life. I've got more of these, okay? Pick it up. It'd be a great gift for Christmas if you already have it, or if you're not interested in this, this would make a great gift. It's a limited edition. There's only 300 copies of this. I've sold almost 200 of the 300 already, so get it while you can. Yesterday there was a record convention in Omaha, and I don't go to them regularly anymore because I don't, Anyway, I decided to go. I finally met another BC member who's from Nebraska, Dereck Fisher. He's from a small town, and I finally met him at the show, and we hung out, and it was a good time. I only bought 2 items because I was looking for bargains, didn't want to spend any money. And I'll show you what I found. I did find 2 things. There were several things at the show I would love to have had, and I think that many of the collector's prices that people want are justified. I just don't have it to spare. So one thing I found that was nice and cheap was this famous Charisma label compilation, the Charisma Festival. This is a double album, and it's a German pressing. I've said it before, I have a bit of a fetish for import pressings, and I'm also really big into this label, Charisma. I think Charisma just really, it's a stroke of genius how they used the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. That whole motif for the label was just, to me, it's like, when I saw it, I thought to myself, even before I had heard anything on the label, I thought to myself, I have to like this label. This is just too much, this is just too perfect for my head. This doesn't have anything unreleased on it. It was just that I love these artists. Everyone from Genesis to Peter Gabriel to Patrick Moraz, Van der Graaf Generator, Peter Hamill, Rare Bird. And it's in great, great condition. German pressing, so that was a treat to have. The other thing I found, which was a nice find, and thankfully the seller who sold it to me gave me a wink because he knew that I knew something and most people were just not even noticing it. I got Sir Lord Baltimore's second album. This is an original pressing. The cover is beat. There's writing on the inside. But the record, I got it for less than $20. The record is in great shape. And this is an original. Now the first Sir Lord Baltimore album, which I do have a reissue of, I had an original. I bought it when it first got cut out as a teenager. And then, like a lot of dumb things, I've sold a lot of things I regret. If I can see it right quick, I'll try to grab it. Do I see it? Do I see it? Come on. Come out. There you are. There it is. Here it is. This is a reissue of the first Sir Lord Baltimore. This is a really manic, hyper-driven hard rock album. The drummer sings, and he has a kind of a funny voice. At times, he sounds like he's about to lose his mind, actually, to me, which I like. This one, they mock it up so it sounds like part of the album is a live album, but it's not. Kind of a concept piece. But very happy to find this, and at, like I said, a decent price. Someone had asked me about the OCs, and I only have this left. I had some other OCs, and I sold them. The Putrifiers 2 EP. I first became aware of the main guy from Coach Whips, John, whatever his name is, John Dwyer, through him being in a band called Coach Whips, who I really liked. I don't have the record, but Coach Whips I really liked. I had a couple more things by the OCs, but don't listen to this much. I like it, but it's like it's not. I don't even know what he's saying about. Like I keep saying, if it makes me seem like a dummy, I don't care. Okay, because I do think that some people get kind of a highfalutin attitude about folks who don't recognize literary references in songs and stuff. Sometimes I do, a lot of times I don't. So the fuck what, okay? Was listening to this again. Hiromi Hosono's Omni Sightseeing, just finally released on vinyl for the first time. This is just a wonderful album. Hosono says it himself. The whole idea of the album was like sightseeing through music, taking a trip around the world, places that you would not necessarily expect to go. Brilliant. Love this album, and that artwork. Omnis Sightseeing. Fantastic. I put this on last night, and this is really nothing. It's really very throwaway. But when it first came out, something about their approach I really liked. And so sometimes for nostalgia, I'll play them. Fingerprints. English band. They went on to become the Silencers. Which album is this? I still have 2 of their albums, actually. And it's pop. There is a bit of a cleverness to the words on this stuff, which would catch me when I was younger. I'd say, oh, that's kind of funny. But the music, which is, it's close to pub rock. It's club, in my opinion, or from what I can tell, it's close to English pub rock, but with a punkiness. So, Fingerprints. I still enjoy it. Everybody knows how good Camel is by now, don't you? This was the first album I bought by them when it came out. I was living in Port Aransas, Texas at the time, and it was the first record I bought in a record store down there, and this is the copy. And I didn't know Camel at the time. I bought it because of the cover. I knew that I was interested, and I thought it had, and it blew me away. Excellent, excellent. Played some Passport. This is an American mock-up of their first 2 albums that came out in Germany. Klaus Doldinger, jazz saxophonist. I just love this stuff. It's a fusion sound, but it's also a rock and roll sound. It's not weird, but it's a hybrid. And Passport only sounds like Passport. They ended up becoming almost smooth jazz, but not for a long time. I have a lot of Passport albums. When I'm in the mood, I love them. Played this Saturday while I was dealing with the Kavanaugh becoming judge, and just this country is just a mess. So I just needed to soothe my mind. So I played the Jan Steele side of this. Jan Steele, John Cage, voices and instruments. This is so chill, so wonderful. All Day by Jan Steele, which features Fred Frith on guitar, is truly ambient music before the term knew what it was about. It's just fantastic. And then the John Cage pieces, one of them, Robert Wyatt, sings on. This album is incredible. It's beat because it's my original copy that I bought when it came out. Another one I put on a few days ago and really enjoyed it. It had been a long time. Weather Report, Tail Spinnin'. Okay? In many ways, Weather Report is just a really great soundtrack to have a good day. Put it on while you're doing stuff around the house, and there's a positive, uplifting kind of energy that comes out of most Weather Report music. Fantastic. Here's something that I bought years ago. Didn't know anything about the artist. Took a chance. Glad I did. I believe they're French. André Jaume, Music for 3 and 8. I did not know any of these artists when I bought this, but I knew the label, Hat Hut Records. I was also intrigued by the packaging. Comes in a box. And this is improvisation and what you call free jazz. These guys can play, okay? It's important to me. I mean, you can just squiggle and squoggle. Anybody can do that. But if you can play and you have ideas and you're expressing something, that comes through, and it comes through here. André Jaume. Postcard and stuff. Really nice package. Like I said, I don't really know anything about these musicians, but I pulled it, and just, it's good. It's good stuff. Played some gong. Okay. So I recently got a message from someone who was asking me, why don't I talk about more dark stuff or Henry Cow? And I told him I have. Watch some of my older videos. I talk about what's going on with me at the time. I don't respond to requests very often because what I'm doing is my life. Okay? So I do what I want. And I went through my dark period. It's like I'm not dark inside, so I'm not focused on dark music. I enjoy creativity, but I'm not interested in sordid, dark stuff. I've done that already. I like light. I'm interested in light. As I said, I've got more stuff to sell besides CDs. I need to update my blog site. Just really not into it right now. I'll get to it before much longer. But this is on sale, and I know that a lot of you don't have this. And just as importantly as any other record you're going to buy, you ought to buy this. All right? I mean that. Seriously. Talk to you soon.